What's up, guys? I just did a back test with bar replay and I wanted to do a quick review of it, so here it is. Correctly. You can see there was CPI that day. So knowing that, we have to be very careful at the market opening, which I'm annotating right here. Just looking at the 4 hour, I can see a fair value gap. I can also see some buy side liquidity right there. It took out that one before it went down. And that's basically the dealing range that I'm looking at right now. So in my head, I'm thinking, what's more likely that market will want to move towards first? The upper quadrant or not quadrant, just the buy side liquidity or the sell side liquidity. They're just marked out the fair value gap on the 4 hour, which it already touched quite a few times. All in all, because it looked like it wanted to rebalance it quite a couple of times, and the last time it barely reached it before it went down. So that's why I'm bearish right now. Also a small fair value gap right there. And the reason I'm like hovering my mouse over this, because I'm measuring if the fair value gap was invalidated or not. What I mean by that is the fair value gap, if the top candle of the 3 candles, because it's 1, 2, 3 candles, and this is the fair value gap, the middle candle, if the top candle was breached, then in my eyes it's invalidated. Maybe a tip for some of you guys.
You say you love me, but you just wanna be friends with me. You say you love me, but your work took all your energy. You never listen when
so we have a reaction on the 1 hour fair value gap. Let's skip a little bit.
So I deleted all our pictures off my fucking drive. Sorry. Thank you for the song, you broke my heart and it's alright. Cause if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Right one, wrong time.
So in my eyes, I'm thinking sell side liquidity will probably want to be reached next. But because of the news, I had a thought that it probably wanted to move up first before going down. So that was definitely a possibility in my eyes. And if it did, then it was highly likely that it's manipulation, and then it will going to go to the other side to find the liquidity. It's creating equal lows. Yeah, so here before it happened, I was thinking probably the news will send us to these highs, maybe even higher. So here's 8:30 opening CPI, and it did send us above the hourly fair value gap. So now I'm just looking for an entry here. It reached buy side liquidity and the 4 hour fair value gap. So right now I'm just really attentive to enter. But because we're in the first 30-minute cycle of the manipulation, I was expecting some sort of manipulation more to happen, but it never happened. But we entered regardless, so it doesn't really matter. And if I think about it right now, this first leg could be seen as manipulation already, so here it was just looking for a reason to go back down. So here I found a very nice low risk sell, because here's a nice order block, and I'm also looking at this highest block here, which is also resistance. So I'll take a sell here, aiming for the sell side liquidity. So I expected this sort of manipulation to happen. It's you could also see it as an imbalance being rebalanced, but it's because of the 845 macro, and also because it's the 30-minute manipulation cycle inside the 90-minute manipulation cycle. So it was consolidating for a bit, and then eventually it hit my first TP right here, which is minor sell side liquidity. Took a partial right there, and it barely hit it. Almost didn't. I mean the opposite. It barely didn't hit it, right? Like if I was real time in this trade, of course, I would take it off. Like if it's like a few points beneath the TP. You always have to account for spread and stuff like that. Yeah, so even if I took it out there, I would still be in a very good amount of profit. So that's no problem. Right now I'm seeing signs that the market wants to reverse. So I was looking for an entry to go to the upside. So as you can see, guys, like even if you're not completely right, like I thought it would breach this, the sell side, the major sell side liquidity, but it didn't, but I still profited. So like if you just have an idea, I think, of the bias and you follow that, then you can still be profitable even if you don't, like even if it doesn't exactly reach that point. So at this point I'm looking at where it's likely for price to go next, and I'm thinking the 4-hour fair value gap, that's a good point of reference. I was highly likely that yeah, I mean at this point the 1-hour fair value gap is invalidated, right? It went way above it, so it invalidated it. Let's skip a little bit. So we're on the 1 minute. So here I'm just waiting for time to be correct, right? Like right now we're in the accumulation phase. It's the blue box, and usually I take trades in either the green or the red most of the time. So after blue is red. Yeah, so in this case I did take it in blue, and reason being is because as you can see in the middle there are 3 more boxes, right? And I see them as mini power of 3, so accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. So since the accumulation has happened, as you can see here, the manipulation has also happened, rebalancing to this point, this fair value gap. Then I expect distribution to happen right now, and there was a good entry because there's an order block here, and also a fair value gap here. And I have as protection this order block. So that was my thought behind it. You could basically say it's a silver bullet entry. So price eventually did go back into this fair value gap, and then it just sent it to the upside. And that's a 1 to 2 R, or 2 to 1 I should say. A little bit of consolidation because it's hitting the 15-minute fair value gap, or inside it rather, but eventually we did hit it, and yeah, that's 2 successful trades taken on the bar replay. So thank you for watching, and hope you learned something.